Good morning, everyone, and aloha. Thank you very much for taking the time in your busy schedules to attend today's September monthly service here at Pearl Church. I'm sure God the Parent and Oyasama, I'm very happy to see you all here today to perform this service in high spirits and with the unity of mind. Thank you very much for your kind and sincere offerings.
一日は教会の上にありがとうございます。またお供え、お尽くし、献身ありがとうございます。
Today's sermon is titled, What is the Significance of Commemorating Oyasama's 140th Anniversary? January 26, 2026, that's 4 years from now, is the day we are commemorating Oyasama's 140th anniversary. This coming January 2023, we'll be starting the 3 years, 1,000 days period leading up to this anniversary.
2026年1月26日は、親様は140年祭を迎える年であります。来年1月よりその日を迎えるまでの3年間、1月よりその3年間、2026年1月26日までを3年1000日と仕切って、親様の通られた雛形を思い、親様にお喜びいただけることを何か一つでも心定めをして3年間を通りましょうというお打ち出しであります。
During this time, we should remember and put into practice Oyasama's divine model. Let's each of us make our own personal resolution for our spiritual maturity. Now, generally speaking, in Tenrikyo, when we hear the word commemoration for people who have passed away, it is to remember and commemorate a person's life on the 1st year anniversary, 5th and 10th year anniversaries. However, Oyasama's commemoration is different, which is done every 10 years.
一般にはですね、天理教の年祭というと、例えば身近な人が亡くなられて1年経つと1年祭を務めます。また5年祭、10年祭と執り行います。そして個人の御霊を偲ぶというものですが、親様の年祭は違います。10年ごとに行われます。
Oyasama was expected to live 115 years because she stated that the natural term of human life was 115 years. The early disciples in those days firmly believed that she would live to be 115 years old. However, on January 26, 1887, she withdrew from physical life at the age of 90. That was 135 years ago.
親様は人の命は115歳寿命とお教えくださっていたので、当時の助けていただいた人々は皆、親様は115歳までご存命でいらっしゃると信じていたのですが、しかし1887年1月26日、90歳の御年でお姿を隠されました。今から135年前のことです。
We can only imagine how the people were shocked and grieved when they heard of Oyasama's withdrawal. In the life of Oyasama, it says, they felt as if the ground had crumbled away, as if the sun and moon had ceased to shine, as if the world were enveloped in darkness.
当時、親様に助けていただいて、親様を慕っていた人々は、どんなにか嘆き、悲しんだことでしょう。教祖伝にその様子をこう伝えています。人々は立っている大地が砕け、日月の光が消えて、この世が真っ暗になったように感じたと書かれてあります。
When we read the life of Oyasama, we can feel how depressed and discouraged the early followers were at Oyasama's withdrawal. But when we close the book, we just forget about it so easily because we have never met Oyasama in person and never heard her voice. That is why every 10 years we should relearn about Oyasama's divine model, settle it in our mind, and put it into practice in our daily life. This is what it means to observe Oyasama's anniversary.
当時の人々の悲しみに打ちひしがれた思いは、教祖伝を読むと伝わってきます。しかし私たちは本を読み、そして閉じれば忘れてしまいます。親様は 私たちは親様のお姿もお声も聞いたことはないのですから、だから10年に一度仕切って親様のお通りくだされた雛形に近づける努力をしましょうということであります。これが年祭を務める意義であります。
Thus, Osashi's divine directions tell us, now God has opened the portals and stepped out. Because of my love for you, my children, the parent shortened her term of life by 25 years to step out and save the world from now. Osashi's February 1887.
お指図に神が扉開いて出たから子供かわいいゆえ親の命を25年縮めて今から助けするのやでと本石様のお口を通してお言葉がありました。
And this means that Oyasama is ever living, still working day and night in spirit, the same as she was physically present.
親様はお姿を隠されただけでこれまでと同様にご存命で昼夜を問わず人助けにお働きくださると本石様のお口を通して仰せくださったのです。
Next, I'll be sharing a story about a young man named Mr. C. There was another man named Robert Miranda, as shown in the photo, who stayed at Pearl Church for a while and who later introduced his stepson, Mr. C, to us. Mr. C was a young man in his 20s who led a life of drugs and alcohol, going to bars, getting drunk, and eventually lost his high-paying job. Probably due to his drug addiction, he had difficulty sleeping and experienced nightmares, moaning and groaning in his sleep. He also experienced severe heart palpitations. He said he was rushed to emergency several times. He realized he would die if he kept up this lifestyle. So he asked us if he could stay at our church to try to turn his life around.
ここからは C 君という青年ですが、その人の話に移りたいと思います。もう何年も前になりますが、以前パール教会に住み込んでいたロバート・ミランダさんという人、今写真に出てました。その方のステップさんですね。その頃25歳ぐらいだったと思います。その C 君を教会へ連れてきました。C 君はアルコールと麻薬中毒で苦しんでいました。そのためにいい仕事もなくしてしまったということです。寝てると心臓がすごい速さでドキドキ高鳴りして、もう自分は死ぬのではないかととても恐ろしくなることが何度もあり、救急車に運ばれたことも何度かあったと話していました。C 君は教会に住み込ませてもらいたい、自分の生活態度を改めたいと言ってきました。麻薬が体の中にまだ入っているので、夜は眠れない日があったり、うなされたり、麻薬が抜けるのにはとても辛そうでした。
During one of his sleepless nights at Pearl Church, he shared with us that he saw a woman in a red garment rush by outside his room door, which he kept open. He shared this with us during the morning service on the next day. After hearing this, we told him that it was Oyasama. We explained to him that Oyasama always wore red garments.
ある晩、この C 君は眠れなくて苦しんでいると、暗闇の部屋のところから部屋から赤い衣を着た人がさっと目の前を通りすがったのを見たと、翌朝お勤めの時に私たちに話をしていました。それを聞いた私たちは、あ、それは親様だ、きっと親様が目の前を通られたんだよと言って彼に、親様はいつも赤木をお召しになっていたんだよと話しました。
In the Furusaki, we read, "This parent who began human beings lives. This is the truth."
お筆先に人間を始め出したるこの親は存命でいる俺が誠やとあります。
He participated in all the church activities, including the morning and evening services, various hinokushin, nyogake, and other activities at Nendocho.
C 君は朝晩のお勤めに参拝をし、教会の日の祈心や匂いがけ、また 青年会の行事にも何でも参加しました。
It was only during the third month of his stay while he overheard my wife talking about her Jiva pilgrimage that Mr. C said that he wanted to go to Jiva. But I said that it's too early for you to go since you're still new to the teachings and you need to learn a little more before going. However, he said that he really wanted to go. So my wife took him to Jiva to the Oyasama birthday pilgrimage. And in addition to, he attended the Beseki lectures.
C 君がまだこのパリ教会に住み込んで3ヶ月ほど経った頃でしょうか、家内が4月のおじば帰りをする話をしていると、それを横で聞いていた C 君は、僕も行きたいと言います。私はまだこの教えもよく分かっていないことだし、おじば帰りはまだ早い、もっと勉強してからと言いましたが、どうしても行きたいと譲らないので、とうとう親様ご誕生祭のおじば帰りに連れて帰り、別席を受けさせてもらいました。
After returning from Jiva, Mr. C found a job at a solar company making solar water heating panels. After about 7 months staying at Pearl Church, Mr. C finally felt well enough to move out and live on his own.
そしておじばから帰ってから彼はソーラーワーターヒーターパネルの仕事がすぐに見つかりました。そして7ヶ月パールに住み込んだ後、自活していける自信ができ、C君は教会を後にしました。
We cannot physically see Oyasama, but she is working day and night, saving people around the world. That is why we designate once every 10 years time to recall her divine model and take concrete steps to make Oyasama truly happy.
親様のお姿こそ今は拝せませんが、ご存命で昼夜を問わず私たちをお助けくださっているのです。だから10年に一度としきって親様の雛形を思い起こし、私たちそれぞれ心を磨く上に何か一つでもできること、親様にお喜びいただけることを3年千日としきって小さなことからでも始めさせていただきましょう。
In Sashizu, it says, if you go through the path of 3 years, you will never be in want, nor will you ever suffer.
指図に3年通れば不自由しようにも何にしようにも知られやせんとあります。
Kokoro sadame, or resolutions, are hard to keep. The tendency might be to say, if you can't keep your resolutions, why make them in the first place? I would like to share 3 points on how to keep your resolution. Number 1, what is the background and the purpose of your resolution? Number 2, the resolution will serve as your guide to keep you on the path of faith. And number 3, the resolution shouldn't be too hard that you can't keep it. At the same time, it shouldn't be too easy, like something you're already doing. I think these 3 main points will help you keep your resolution.
心定めを毎日続けるということはなかなか楽なことではありません。まずは何かできることから3つのポイントに分けて考えてみましょう。1、それぞれの立場を考えて無理のない心定めを考えます。2、自分のできる範囲で目標を立て、目標があればたとえ横道にそれたりしてもまた本筋に戻れるからです。3つ目には無理なできないことはやめましょう。続かなかったら意味がないんです。また簡単すぎる心定めでもいけません。
Well, it will be different for different people and different levels of your spiritual maturity and spiritual growth. For example, for me as a minister to make a resolution such as I will do the morning and evening service every day, since I'm already doing it every day, would not be a resolution. But for someone who may be new to the faith, maybe that's something you might want to consider. So my resolution as head minister, since Oyasama once said, I cannot let a day pass without saving someone. I would like to resolve to meet at least one person every day to convey the teachings, either through logging hinokishin, like picking up trash in the community, door-to-door nyogake, or otasuke, as in sharing our newsletter with our church members and administering the sazuki. So every day, at least once a day, one of these three items, the logging hinokishin, door-to-door nyogake, or otasuke.
例えば私は教会長という立場にあります。親様は人を一人助けなければその日は越せぬとおっしゃいました。そのように私の心定めは匂いかけ、信者さん宅を訪ねてお授けを取り継ぐこと、またゴミ拾いなどの火の口を通して一日に一人はこの教えを伝えていくことをしていきたいと思っています。
Getting back to resolution, as I said earlier, that one of the 3 points was that the resolution will serve as your guide. And when you kind of like deviate from the resolution, you remember what your resolution was, and the resolution will bring you back on that path. So instead of just going with how the wind blows this way or that way, your resolution will help you stay on your path. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
ご清聴ありがとうございました。
Let us thank God for it.